I just can't live with it. I'm very concerned for these kids. I just can't let this go any longer. Those kids, I think, are in very serious danger.
Chances are, when you think of a YouTube family channel, you picture something along the lines of this.
What's good, YouTube? You already know what
Get
it
this
is.
bullshit out my face, bro. If you watch this fucking content, you're a bot. I don't care who you are. If you watch this content, you're a bot. You're a bot. You're a bot. Like, you're a bot. Shit tragic. Replay this video from the start, nigga. I played it from the start.
I just can't live with it. I'm very concerned
What are y'all
for these
on?
kids. I just can't let this go any longer. Those kids, I think.
Tia does? I'm not surprised, like,
danger.
at all.
Chances
Like,
are,
at
when you think of
all.
a YouTube family channel,
Like, at all. Like, at all. Like, I'm not surprised she watches this shit.
you picture something along the lines of this.
What's good, YouTube? You already know what it is. Hey, A7 man.
What's up, Team DO5?
These overproduced videos have become the norm in the realm of family-centric content, garnering an
There's something Nora watch?
equal amount of both fans and critics alike, with some of the main criticisms across the board being these
what is this?
overproduced videos have become the norm in the realm of family-centric content,
Watch what? You know
garnering
what?
an equal amount of both fans and critics alike, with
Also,
some of the
Vic,
main
are you saying you
criticisms
watch
across
this
the
vid?
board being
Or is that what you're
exploitation
saying?
and manipulation.
If you need
The
milk, just
idea
say
that
that.
these parents
Okay,
paint
and who's gonna give
themselves
it
as
to me?
having these perfect families, when in reality they primarily view their children through the lens of content creation, oftentimes to their detriment.
So, if you could pray for us, we appreciate it. I love you guys. Come here. Come closer for the video. Come closer. Come closer. Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm not just usually crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video.
With their glaring motivation
That's crazy, bro. Imagine forgetting to edit that out, you fucking dumbass.
being to make obscene amounts of money and gain worldwide fame. But if you look deeper beneath the mansions, fancy
Me?
cars, and
Okay.
millions of subscribers, you'll find that most family
Who is
channels
he
here
performing? Who is he performing in front of? Where is this nigga Austin McBroom at? Where is he
on
at?
YouTube actually look something more like this.
To you.
Wholesome
Yeah.
moments captured by parents not as a way to make money or gain fame, but to immortalize memories that otherwise might
That's something something you do. Stop projecting, fuck nigga. Anyways,
someday be
that's you with our kids. That's literally a video of you. Bro don't got one song where he need to be doing all that. I'm saying this nigga don't got one song where he need to be performing in front of a sold out crowd. What the fuck is he doing? Hello? That birthday party was lit. Oh, you was there? Well, that's too far.
forgotten.
They didn't grip his little daughter's ass? Shit, I don't know, but since you watch Brody so much, shit, maybe you could tell me. Since you're the biggest Austin McBroom fan in the world, I don't know. I don't watch no Austin McBroom content. Just like I don't watch no Doodle Garbage content. I did not grow up with them as my YouTubers. Thankfully. Me with my minion cake this year, let me bake it.
With these videos often accounting for some of the most
Tight shit,
wholesome
tight shit, tight
content
shit,
on
tight
this
shit,
whole
tight
site.
Hmm.
But as with everything in our world, there are always outliers, and buried within these perfectly inconspicuous accounts lies one page in particular whose backstory is so evil that it can only be described as one of YouTube's most disturbed family channels.
This shit must be a Tia family channel. Damn, bro.
That love wasn't fake. They loved their children.
Anybody who calls himself an Austin fan gotta do something to themselves? Not like, bro. Imagine calling yourself being like, yo, I'm the biggest Austin McBroom fan in the world. You got it, bro. You definitely are. Take that title. Nobody's competing with you for that title. I promise you. I promise you nobody's gonna come out of a bush and be like, no, you aren't. I am. Nobody's contestant for that title. Nobody's competing for that title. Nigga, have it. Have it. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours, bro. It's yours. It's yours. We don't want that. Your kids are gonna have autism. Ironic, bitch. Ironic. Your kid's gonna be dropped on his fucking dumbass top of his fucking head, and that nigga's gonna have a lump on that bitch, and his shit gonna look like a motherfucking mountain, and then he gonna come out that motherfucking womb. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna finish talking. I'm not even gonna finish talking. But that's very ironic coming from a yo, Tia, what's 1 + 1? Exactly. Shut the fuck up, bitch, and watch this video.
Before we get into today's case, I want to first thank our sponsor.
Oh my god, here you go with the sponsor. Did they sponsor me? Answer the question, Nick. Did they sponsor me? No. I want to see this bullshit, nigga. Fuck that goddamn mattress. That shit gave me arthritis. That shit gave me scoliosis, nigga. Fuck that mattress. Don't buy that shit. Bro, shut up. You lost. Anyways,
very nice, is it, VROEL?
That's not very nice. I mean, do we really need to be nice to Tia?
To get up to 2
4 plus 4? 8. 8. What the fuck? Anyways, play the vid, bro. Shut up.
$100 off your Helix mattress, plus 2 free pillows. February 16th, 2008, Jennifer Hart begins her own personal YouTube channel, using the account for browsing and liking videos, though never really having time to upload her own. Just 2 years prior, in 2006, Jen and her soon-to-be wife Sarah had adopted 3 children, Abigail, Hannah, and Marquise.
Okay.
And though taking on this many kids at once seemed to be a daunting task, the Harts actually embraced the challenge, loving it so much that just 2 years later...
That ain't a motherfucking Marquise, nigga. That's a Marcus. What the hell? And why do they spell his name like that?
The Harts actually...
The fuck, Marquise?
Though taking on this many kids at once, so much that just 2 years later in 2000, Harts actually embraced the challenge, loving it so much that just 2 years later in 2008, they would adopt 3 more children, Sierra, Devante, and Jeremiah. To add the cherry on top of their newly formed family, the couple would tie the knot in 2009, and in the span of just 3 years, these college sweethearts had become the married mothers of 6. Taking all this into account, it makes sense why Jen...
Why they only adopting black kids? That shit kinda weird. What they on? Why they only adopting black kids?
...have the free time to post on her channel, though this would eventually change by the end of 2011, when her very first video would go live. This wholesome clip would kick off a rather consistent streak of uploads throughout the following year, with each having a focus on Jen's children, and specifically the many adventures that they shared. In some clips, we see the kids dancing at music festivals, or exploring the wilderness on a group hike. No matter what, they always seemed to be out doing fun and interesting things, and they always had big smiles on their faces, making it seem apparent that the Harts were in fact a happy family. But not just that, they also...
that type shit I'm saying, like, what the fuck going on here, bro? This shit weird.
And interesting things, and they always had big smiles on their faces, making it seem apparent that the Harts were in fact a happy family. But not just that, they also clearly had strong morals as well, with these festivals that they often attended always being themed around the idea of love and inclusivity. At one point, they even uploaded a performance featuring 4 of the children, with lyrics further asserting their desire to make the world a more unified place.
This is a place where all relations bring celebration to meditation.
What the hell is this?
All in all, it's a rather touching account, with one of the younger sons, Devante, clearly being the star of the show, as the camera always seemed to be on him, with the young boy even having a few solo performances on the channel. And though I'm sure they'd never admit it at the time, it's not hard to tell that he was the clear favorite of the bunch. But most noteworthy for now is that in multiple videos he's seen donning a sign that reads, "Free Hugs." Devante would wear this to many of the family's public outings, and in turn attract a large amount of attention that Jen would then film and publish on her social media pages, which wasn't exclusive to just YouTube, as she was even more active across her Facebook page, posting pictures and stories about her children, including multiple photos of the infamous Free Hugs sign, a sign that was about to thrust the family into the public eye for the very first time.
Free Hugs sign, okay.
There's growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police.
What? Bro, don't tell me that nigga with the Free Hug sign got shot and killed, bro.
Police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri.
Following the killing of Michael Brown Jr.,
that's Mike
a
Brown.
rally was held in Portland, Oregon, opposing racial injustice. And for the Hart family, this call for unity fit perfectly with their perceived beliefs. So Sarah and Jen took the children
I remember when
to
this shit
protest,
happened.
where Devante
Damn, but it's been a
began wearing the
minute.
signature sign, leading to this
anguished face.
Yes, King. Mwah. Thank you so much for that motherfucking resub, J. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate you. You're real for that. Nigga said they gave his ass slugs, not hugs. Yo, that's fucked up, bruh. Your kiss sounds dry? I should. Okay. Mwah. There, is that better for you? Like, bruh.
Moment being captured by cameras. It was an
What the
incredibly
fuck?
inspiring and optimistic picture that would immediately be shared all across the world, with most of us having probably seen this at some point in our lives, whether we remember it or not. And not only did it represent hope for so many across the country, it also perfectly encapsulated the message that the Hearts were trying to send. They clearly wanted to be perceived as this loving family who stood firmly against hate, which, just based on their content, they truly seemed to be, despite the fact that it was all nothing more than a facade.
Shit,
Across
tragic.
Jen's Facebook page, she mentions numerous times that Abigail, Hannah, and Marquise were her and Sarah's first children, even saying how Abigail was the first of her children that she ever held in her arms, adding that that was the moment she became a mother. And as sweet as these words are, they technically aren't completely true. In reality, 1 full year before Jen and Sarah adopted their first group of children, they had actually fostered another child, a teenage girl named Lee. Together, the three lived peacefully for around 6 months.
Yeah,
with no
I'm seeing a pre-can cam.
Around the end of this time, something seemingly switched within the mothers, and for Jen specifically. Suddenly, they grew cold towards their new child, often picking fights or even just ignoring her for days on end.
Damn.
They also started to constantly complain to friends about having to take care of her, and they didn't seem to be taking their roles as mothers very seriously. At one point, they had remarked to friends that they had caught Lee on numerous occasions rummaging through the trash and looking for food, which further added to this strange, newfound tension within the household.
Fuck?
Despite
They got
this
kids
fighting,
eating
however,
garbage? What's going
the
on?
mothers would eventually agree that Lee would be able to stay with them until she was 18, also adding that she was going to have to take on the role of being a big sister, as they were planning on adopting 3 children. And though they had their rocky moments, Lee was just relieved that she had a place to stay. However, just 1 week after meeting what would become their first group of adopted kids, Jen and Sarah would drop Lee off at her standard therapy appointment and never return. Lee was obviously devastated by their abandonment.
Lee also has those letters. VROEL 2 fake
LCS.
VROEL 2 think.
My favorite clue. Ooh, ooh. You know what you are. 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 LCS, thank you so much for that fucking prime sub. Wait, you changed your name back? Yo, LCS, what's up with you, bro? You change your name every single time it's available for you to change. You became, bro, holy shit. Like, bro, you've gone through like 5 different fucking names. You back to McDonald's lover? You entering your fat girl arc again, bruh. Shit tragic. What can I say? But we going back to, I guess, we gonna be taking this shit back to February, March. Okay.
But perhaps most hurtful of all was the fact that Jen and Sarah never spoke to or even about Lee ever again, immediately moving on to their new children and parading their loving household all over social media, while essentially rewriting Lee out of their family's history. This treatment of their first foster child immediately calls into question.
At least it isn't Lover 1 2 3 4 6. You were literally about to change your name to that, so I don't want to hear it.
The online persona.
Yeah, that little nigga kind of. Yo, for a split second, he kind of looked like the story alone.
Of the Hart family.
For a split second, he looked like Lone.
About the way they left Lee. But on this note, you might be
like,
wondering, as there was nothing.
Hold on, bro. You can't tell me that long hair that nigga don't look like Lone. Come on, bro. You can't tell me he don't look like Lone, bro. Just, bro, for a split second, like, he doesn't look exactly like him. Hell no. But just a split, like,
way they left Lee.
Well, I don't know, but it's the head shape, low key.
Why would they even have to sell an online persona at all? Looking at the
I'm not fake for not being able to fix a command that's unfixable. That shit does not let me fix it. It's not me, it's Stream Elements. You want to go talk to them niggas? Okay, go do that. Like, bro, you niggas use fake for anything. Damn.
Mentioned popular family channels, there's a very clear reason why they manipulate their audience. Money. This type of content is some of the most lucrative on all of YouTube, and given these parents' desperation for the limelight and wealth, they would do just about anything for it, including exploiting their kids and manipulating their audience. But just
She
looking
got
at Jen's
diagnosed with cancer.
channel,
Oh yeah,
it
that's
was
a fake
obvious
ass
that
vid. It
this
just
was
look
never
like
going to
one.
make her wealthy and famous.
Damn.
But despite this, these mothers did actually have a good reason to put on this facade, as they weren't aiming to manipulate the entire world, but instead, they were merely trying to manipulate those around them. In 2008, one of the Hart children, Hannah, was stopped by her teacher after noticing a large bruise on the young girl's arm, and when questioned about how she had gotten it, Hannah would admit that her mother, Jen, had struck her
Nobody
with a
fake,
belt.
bro. Y'all niggas is
This
just
incident wouldn't
any
Hannah-
bro. Y'all learned one word and you haven't let it go since. Like, damn, fake, 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 fake. Shut the fuck up, bro. Fake how? I'll do anything and y'all niggas say fake. You want me to end stream? Okay, like, bro, will that make me not fake? End stream, just not stream? Like, yo, shut up.
Hannah would admit that her mother, Jen, had struck her with a belt. This incident would be reported to police.
So I use that belt on all of you niggas. Now what? Now what? All fun and games till that belt come out for y'all. Now what? Shit done got tragic.
Admit that her mother, Jen, had struck her with a belt. This incident would be reported to police, with teachers adding that Hannah also had been having bizarre issues with food, as she was caught stealing snacks from other classmates and taking
she a
food
thief?
from the trash,
Damn.
just like Leah done
Damn.
years before. Though immediately after being questioned about this, Jen would pull all of her children out of school.
I'm talking about in
and have
GTA.
them spend
Like, it's a equipable belt in GTA, bro. That shit too lit.
the remainder of the
Y'all
year
should try it
being
out.
homeschooled, with the case being closed soon after. The following year, the Hart children would be allowed to return to school, seemingly when Jen thought they were in the clear. However, at the end of 2010, a nearly similar instance would occur. One school day, Abigail Hart would complain to one of her teachers of having pain in her stomach area, and when asked exactly where it hurt, she said that she had owies on her stomach and back, before
Owies
adding,
on her
"Mom
stomach and
hit
back."
me." Again, this incident would be
Yo,
investigated by police,
multiple incidents
who
in
this
the
time
Atlantis,
would
lad.
interview each of the Hart children separately, which is where Abigail would admit that her mother had held her head under cold water before striking her with a closed fist, and all because she had supposedly stolen a penny.
Over a penny? You can't get nothing with that, bro. What you gonna get with a penny, nigga? Come on. Over a penny? What are you gonna get with a penny? Like actually, what are you gonna get with a penny? What is there to get with a penny? I'm trying to think. Like, there's that ass nothing you could buy with a penny, bro.
On top of this, the other kids would
And here go this, bro. Why does he look like this? And this fucking hat is blowing my shit. Hear ye, read all about it, ass nigga, bro. I know he used to sell newspapers on the corner of the street. I just know it.
explain how their mothers often hit them as well, and rarely allowed them to eat. Sarah would go on to deny these allegations of neglect, but she would admit to having hit Abigail, a confession that led to her being arrested for domestic abuse and eventually spending 90 days in prison. Though there are some discrepancies here with this story, as some have reported that Abigail had actually said that it was Jen who had hit her, and that Sarah was merely taking the fall for her. But
Aren't they
either
both
way,
the
Sarah
moms,
would
though?
serve her sentence in April.
The sub was for your cat. Thank you, bro. I'm gonna go get some. Food for bro. I got you.
As after
I
Sarah's
appreciate that
release,
once again,
Hannah
J-Dot.
Hart
Thank
would
you.
go to the nurse's office and begin begging for food, claiming that her parents were again refusing to feed her and that she hadn't eaten all day. In response, Sarah claimed that she was merely playing the quote-unquote food card and proceeded to immediately pull all of the kids out of school once again, to which this
And y'all don't see this suspicious? Bro, as soon as something happens, they pull the kids out of school. That's not suspicious to y'all? Y'all didn't bat an eye to that?
time they would never return, as the family packed their bags and moved from Minnesota to Oregon.
Oh, they were from Minnesota. Yo, you should have said that at the start of the vid, bro. That makes a whole lot more sense now. Of course, it's Minnesota residents. Of course. Like, bro, you should have started off the vid with that. I'm over here confused. Why they not feeding the kids? Why they beating the kids? Of course. Okay, so these are Tia's people. Okay. These are Tia's people. Yo, Tia, these your people, gang? This how shit gets down in Minnesota. Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. I'm not surprised.
Overnight. And conveniently enough, it was right after this move that Jen started her consistent posting across social media, portraying their family as picture perfect. This channel was never made to make money or to make the family famous, but just based on the timing alone and their hyperfixation on peace, immediately following all of these horrible accusations, I don't think it's crazy to assume that these videos were uploaded in an attempt to repair the family's image.
I'm going to New York on Friday. Where are you from, bro? Why are you going to New York? But that's mad random. On Friday, too? What you got going on?
To potentially thwart criticism or investigation into their alleged abuse. I mean, the children are quite literally shown in one video singing the phrase, "We are so provided for," over and over again, conveniently right after their
So we are so provided for. Why they get on here and decide to lie? Y'all are not provided for at all. I'm going to New York October 11th. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Che, did you ever settle on which tickets you were getting for the concert? I live in Jersey. Oh, yeah, you did tell me you lived in Jersey.
Their parents were questioned about neglecting their kids.
We are so provided for. We are so provided for.
And this isn't merely speculation either. These parents had a legitimate history of abuse, both proven and alleged. Plus, between the multiple instances of children desperately rummaging through the garbage for food, and the claims that they were never fed, made this family truly...
I'm going to New York to pick up my cousin, and we're going to Dorney's Park. That's why I'm not going to be here Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I would just at Dorney Park, like I went. But I don't know. Okay, not just that, but I went over the summer.
seem like a nightmare. And based on this, realistically, no one would or should view them as a model family.
How close to the
pit
are you
what they
guys?
were to friends and family. In fact, one close friend would later state that everyone was envious of them. They were the perfect people with the perfect kids. And this is in large part due to their posting on social media, making it clear that this online facade was in fact working, despite the fact that behind the scenes, the horrors within their home were only getting worse. Having been aware of the family's sudden and suspicious move, authorities would launch an investigation into the heart.
I'm going to the Card Corps, I'm going to the one in Philly on October 6th. Hey, bro, have fun, stay safe. Are you going, do you have pit tickets or seat tickets?
Revealing just how controlling the mothers were. In the home, the children were not allowed to speak unless they raised their hands. They were not allowed to wish each other happy birthday, and they were not allowed to laugh at the dinner table.
Fuck you mean they're not allowed to wish each other happy birthday? How you gonna bro, how you gonna disallow siblings? How you not gonna allow siblings to wish each other happy birthday? Hear it, bro. Anyways, I'm never getting pit tickets. Yeah, Tia, I hope you don't, bro. Tia, just stick to the seat tickets for your own safety. I think we're 117, which is almost beside, but at an angle you can actually see the show. Shit, I bet. I mean, that's not that bad. At least you're close to the stage.
A stark contrast to the household that Jen spoke of on her Facebook page, where all the kids have an equal voice. On top of this, the children were also severely underfed, as the two mothers used food as a means of further controlling them, thus explaining why they were always hungry at school. And if you look back at the videos on Jen's channel, you start to realize that the kids are incredibly skinny, and they appear...
They ain't taking care of so many kids that don't get them. I know. It must have been a weird fetish or some shit, bro, because they only got black kids. Why are you as, are they a lesbian couple or are they friends? Like, what they got going on? But, why are you as two white women only getting just straight black children? I understand getting, honestly, maybe, two black children and, maybe a white kid. But, bro, 6 or 9 black kids is, something going on, bro. Something's going on. That's weird. That's weird. That shit gotta be a fetish or some weird shit going on. You niggas is disgusting. My dad's friend from work resells tickets and he got me a discount on pit tickets. Wait, how much did you get pit tickets for? He said a discount. Nigga about to say $500 for the pit tickets. Most pit tickets are some pit tickets weren't even sold out yet, to be honest.
appear
I guess
far
it
younger than
depends.
their actual ages, with some viewers even pointing out that the animals seemed better fed than the actual kids themselves. But despite these
Feeding
findings
the
and the
animals better
history
than
of
the kids is
abuse,
crazy,
police
bro.
would eventually choose not to press any charges. And one interesting note here is that the investigation lasted through the bulk of 2012, which was the same time that Jen just so happened to be the most active on her YouTube channel, just further adding to the theory that this page was designed to distract from their dark history. But now, with the police at least for the moment off their trail,
How much
the
did y'all
abuse
get pit
only
tickets for?
continued. In 2017, the Hart family would move to the state of Washington, where one night at 1:30 a.m., their next-door neighbor would receive a knock at the door. Standing there was Hannah Hart, the consistent whistleblower of her parents' abuse, who had jumped from her second-story bedroom to escape her house before telling the neighbor, "Don't make me go back. They are racists and they abuse us."
I knew some shit was going on, bro. A white lesbian couple with 9 black children and nobody batted an eye? Nobody batted an eye? Like, really, bro? What's going on? I knew it, bro. I knew it.
Moments later, Sarah and Jen grabbed the child and brought her back home. Upon being questioned by the neighbor, Sarah claimed that Hannah was lying and that her behavior was due to her being a drug baby, an excuse that failed to work, as
She's
the
a
neighbors
what?
would still end up calling the police.
Since she's told me about it, I just can't live with it. I'm very concerned for these kids. I just can't let this go any longer. Those kids, I think, is in very serious danger.
Only to be immediately brushed off, with a patrol car never
I'm not gonna lie, every single police officer, every single, like, child services agent, every single person that neglected these kids, give them like some time in prison, bro. Cause how the fuck have the kids reported this shit this many times and like nothing has happened, bro?
being sent out.
SMS in DMs, I bet.
From that moment on, however, these same neighbors, the DeKalbs, kept a watchful eye over the family, noticing their bizarre patterns and mistreatment of the children. And before long, another one of the kids would come to them for help. This time it was Devante, who would stop by to ask for food, which he soon began doing on a daily basis, sometimes visiting as many as 3 times a day, while also—
Damn, bro, he was going to their house 3 times a day for all 3 meals trying to get food. This shit's fucked up. How you feeling bro, how you feeling the pets better than the kids? Are you serious?
subtly mentioning that they were all being abused and that they desperately needed help. And having finally heard enough, the DeKalbs again called 911, which prompted an immediate response from authorities, with the Department of Social and Health Services launching an investigation into the family. On March 23, 2018, the agency would stop by the Hart house and ring the doorbell, though they received no answer. 3 days later, on the 26th, they would arrive once again, garnering the same results, this time noticing that a stone wall on the driveway had seemingly been destroyed, with tire marks leading up to it, insinuating that the Harts had left in a hurry, as by that point, it was already too late.
Bro, this system
Sarah and
failed these
Jen were
kids.
obsessed with control, so much so that they would starve their children to more easily manipulate them, and their desire for control branched past their home. as they
Starve
wanted
kids that like easily, like, where's the correlation? These niggas is retarded, bro. You gonna starve kids for more control? Are you serious? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Where's the correlation? How does that make sense? Child Protective Services in Minnesota sucks. How do you... Tia, I hope you don't know that from experience, gang.
wanted to shape the public's opinion on the family by using social media to spread their lies and erase their history. But with their own children breaking free and exposing them over and over again, and criminal charges now likely looming in the distance, they began to realize that this control was slipping away, and they couldn't bear the thought of it. So the day after the Department of Health and Services had gone to their home, Sarah and Jen would load their children in their vehicle and begin a road trip to California. And while driving on State Highway 1, Jen would pull the vehicle off the road towards a scenic overwatch, bring the vehicle to a complete stop, and then slam on the gas, driving the car directly off a 100-foot cliff into the rocky waters below, the result of which leaving no survivors.
Why do you have to take the kids with you, fuck niggas? Why'd you have to take the kids though, bro? Bro, do that shit with yourself. Do that shit alone, bro. Like, the world's better off without y'all. Why'd you have to take the kids, my nigga? What did the kids do? I think they pissed on my pina colada. I needed somewhere to piss, bro. Chill out. Anyways, well, like, what did the kids do? Them, bro.
Close to the family swore up and down that this had to be an accident, as after all, they were the primary targets of the heart's media manipulation. Initially, those close to the family swore up and down that this had to be an accident, as after all, they were the primary target.
This whole family gone, bro. This whole family gone.
It's of the heart's media manipulation, though any thought of this being accidental would quickly be thwarted by Sarah's search history, as during their road trip she had looked up, can 500 milligrams of Benadryl kill a 125-pound woman, and how long does it take to die from hypothermia while drowning in a car? It would also be determined that Jen was heavily intoxicated.
That's a bad take, Josie. That's a bad take. 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 It's not the black parents' fault for putting them niggas up for abortion. That's a smart thing, bro. Cause listen, if I know I'm not ready to have kids and it's too late for an abortion, or like I don't believe in abortions or whatever, and I know it's too late for me to have kids, I'm putting the niggas up for whether it be it's too early for me to have kids because I'm not financially ready. I'm just not emotionally ready. Like, I feel like I'm not mature. Like, I haven't matured enough to have kids yet. Whatever it may be, I'm putting the kid up for abortion. If the black parents weren't financially ready for those kids, or if whatever reason they put the kids up for abortion for, they put it up for a specific reason. I don't think it's their fault. Abortion? I meant adoption. But yeah, it's because the nigga said aborted. What if it was an accident? Well, I mean, then they should have aborted, but I mean, maybe they didn't have access to that. You shouldn't have fought raw then? Yeah, like, just don't that shit. Don't nut inside. Nigga, pull out.
Intoxicated during the time of the crash, and that the mothers had in fact bought Benadryl while on their road trip and served large amounts of it to their children within their sandwiches, with Sarah herself having taken 42 of the pills, proving
42 Benadryls?
This entire event was in fact orchestrated by Jen and Sarah. The red flags, the warning signs, they were all there, but to those on the front lines of the heart's propaganda, this was signs, they were all
The W. Goonies shirt, but that movie was too far.
But to those on the front lines of the heart's propaganda, this was the shock of a lifetime. But between the loving posts, the family pictures, and the heartwarming videos, how much of it was actually real? Well, very little, if any.
None of it was
Following the
real.
murders, it would be heavily theorized that most, if not all, of the photos and videos on Jen's social media were in fact staged, with one cameraman who had photographed the family stating that Jen does this thing with her Facebook page where the kids pose and are made to look like one big happy family, but after the photo, they go back to looking lifeless. While another witness claimed that the starving kids were given food as a reward for posing for these photos. And on Jen's YouTube channel specifically, it seems to be more of the same, as although these clips may seem so natural and normal, the reality is that they too were planned by Jen, with the smoking gun being one video clip in particular in which she made. On Jen's YouTube channel specifically, it seems to be more of the same, as although these clips may seem so natural and normal, the reality is that they too were planned by Jen, with the smoking gun being one video clip in particular in which she made a critical editing mistake.
Bruh. No way she brought him back to
Jen
walk
forgets
properly.
to edit out the beginning, which shows the kids waiting and staring at her as she directs them on where to stand. Each child has an empty and fearful look in their eyes and are deathly silent. And upon being moved into the perfect position, the children then begin to walk naturally, as if they were being impromptu.
What's good? Remote was good, bro. What's good?
Recorded on just a regular hike. It is an extremely chilling video in which we get to see the
Bro, check DMs. I sent you my shit in the toilet. Please keep yourself safe.
influence of Jen behind the camera on full display. And to make it all the more terrifying is the fact that throughout the rest of her channel, the kids often have this same look in their eyes, showing us that even these seemingly unplanned, spur-of-the-moment videos were likely staged and controlled, at least in part, by Jen and Sarah. And the deceit didn't just come from their photos and videos, it also came from their own words. They claimed to love their children, yet it would later be revealed that Sarah had spoken privately to friends about how much she regretted adopting them. They preached veganism on both of their Facebook pages, yet when police searched their home following the crash, they found a fridge full of meat.
Yo, they're so, like, nothing about these niggas is real. Nothing about these niggas is real.
They stood firmly against racism online, yet given the testimony of Hannah and others around the family, many believe that they were actually themselves racist, with some even labeling them as white supremacists. And finally, they preached peace. Yet for years they beat their children and eventually stole their lives. And if there's any question as to how effective these lies were at making them seem flawless, just listen to what their friends had to say following the crash.
The whole system failed
It
them.
doesn't compute, I'll tell you. None of that lines up with the people that we all knew. Jen and Sarah really were the kind of parents that I think the world desperately needs.
We weren't duped. That love wasn't fake. They loved their children. They weren't white supremacists.
Yes, they were.
They just were.
Stop defending them niggas. They killed them, bro. They killed their children and then killed blah blah blah. I can't say that. You know what the like, bro? How are you defending this? What is there to defend? You niggas is weird. Like, what are you about to sit here and try to defend? Hello? Are you serious? Fuck y'all got going on, bro?
They were in pain.
Even to this day, with the years of abuse and the final act of murder on full display, some friends of the Harts still remain in denial, refusing to believe that they had been played. Though the reality of the situation is undeniable, with other friends having come to terms with the betrayal by stating things like, "Everyone always loved and supported her to an insane degree, myself included. It's easy to see how fake it all was in hindsight, and knowing them via social media after, everything seemed believable. I looked up to Jen and wanted to be a mom like her one day." And I think the most substantial of all these witnesses was the neighbor of the Harts, a man who got to witness the family when their guard was let down, and look past the facade and see them for who they truly were.
You know, there's a lot of people online saying that they were beautiful people, and at some time they may have been, but that is not what we saw next door.
But as
Wait, why did they do that? Do you know? Do I know what?
the story comes to a close, there is one detail that still needs to be addressed, and it's perhaps the most off-putting of all. Earlier it was mentioned that Devante was very much the star of the show on Jen and Sarah's social media. He was clearly the best actor of the bunch, and given that essentially every post seemed to include him or just straight up be centered around him, it's not hard to see that he was easily the favorite child of the mothers. And why is this important to mention now? Well, because his body has never been found.
What?
Despite an exhaustive search, Devante's remains have never been discovered, not even a single bone fragment.
How though, if they was all in the same car? What you mean a nigga wasn't found?
Leaving some convinced that the Harts allowed him to run away and start a new life, as after all, he was the favorite. While others believe that he may have actually been killed before the crash, as perhaps the mothers had taken his life upon discovering once again that he was out begging for food, with his body being buried somewhere else. Though to this day, his true whereabouts remain a mystery. And despite his missing body, a judge would later rule that he likely died within the car alongside his family, which is most likely the case. Though some still aren't convinced, as if it were any other child, it might be easier to accept. But the fact that it was him, the golden child, just makes it all so particularly haunting. Looking back at the Jen Hart channel, now with her entire family having perished by her own hands, is indescribably dark, and it represents one of the most unique and disturbed forms of manipulation that I have ever seen on this site. And knowing the long troubled history of this family makes it no surprise to me that something of this nature ended up happening. But that's all thanks to hindsight. At the time, if you wanted to know about the Hart family, this is what you would find.
It's sad, bro.
Wholesome
Like, I don't
family
even-
moments that seem
I
just
don't
like
even
the
got
other
no words
millions
for
of
this
accounts
shit.
here on YouTube, that in actuality were carefully orchestrated pieces of a fictitious story that Jen and Sarah were crafting, a story that would only be exposed when it was already too late. I want to give a huge shout out to my gold tier and god tier patrons.
Yeah, shout out Bro 2K. Damn, bro.